Okay. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I'm in Manatee County, Florida with Kathy Schmidt, a good friend of mine from a while ago, who is a great golf instructor, played golf on the LPGA Tour, broke a lot of records as well for her age and for teaching pro, doing things out playing, and really has a great knowledge and depth of knowledge into what can make people better, especially when it comes to impact. Thanks for coming on, Kathy.
Thank you for having me, Brandon.
One of the main things I wanted to talk to you about today is that everybody, when you film them face on, you can almost tell their level of golf or what level of golf they've ever been just by kind of how they look through
Yeah.
impact or
The
what's going
moment
on.
of truth. That's the only data that you give to the ball.
Mhm.
And I take the first thing I do is look at that. Down the line, I'm looking for elbows plus. Okay, it's a dead giveaway that you've got the wrong grip.
Okay, so if you're like this or something
Okay.
to hold off the
Even if
face.
it's a high elbow, but that's
Okay.
a takeaway issue too.
Yeah.
But still, if you're trying to keep the left arm long and you're going back this way, you're letting go of the club. This is the tool that you're using to control the object. You got to have control of this the whole time. If you let go of it, no good. If the grip is incorrect, you're not going to be able to come in. With the correct end of the club leading through the impact zone, which is 4 inches and a fraction of a second. So they put the gooseneck on the hosel to make sure this end arrives first. And this is always trailing. Everything's trailing the golf swing. But when you come into impact, this is your radius from your shoulder all the way down to the club head. The right wrist is bent. Okay. The knuckles behind that grip, around the back side of the grip. Weight's left. So your head's on top of the ball. Most amateurs take a look at the ball, and when they set up for the shot, they're looking at their target line. They point the face to the target, but their eyes are back here to see that. You gotta, if you want your divot up here, you can't continue to look at the back end of the ball.
Okay.
You gotta look at the top of the ball. Some people, to get that forward divot so that they stay on the lead leg through the impact interval, look a little bit further forward. They drive that knuckle down into where their divot would be. Not on the target line, because your knuckle's not on the target line, but in between.
So they're not, good players aren't really aiming for the back of the ball. They're aiming for the low point past the ball.
That divot.
Oh, okay.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Because sweet spot is up here.
Yeah.
Okay. This takes off all kinds of direction and distance. Okay. Any off-centered shot. So you might have a beautiful swing, but you can get more with half a swing, as long as it's sweet spot.
And if
Half
you,
a swing's easier to control than a total motion.
if you could give advice to all golfers that are looking for like one thing to do that they could almost not do too much of to consistently improve, like the season's basically just started with the Masters, so now they're looking to like make consistent improvements so that like if I do this for 10 minutes a day, I will definitely get better, and you really can't do it too much. Is there anything like that you would recommend for people to try?
You gotta hold the club correct.
Okay.
And that's when you extend your arms out in front of you. I'm going to turn the back of my left hand, the palm of my right hand to the sky. And this leading edge better be going to the sky too.
So the back of your left hand in this match,
Right.
you do this?
If your palm's on the bottom side of the grip, you're going to be begging for shots, which is going to shorten your radius.
Okay, so if I do this, Kathy, and then I also do this,
You can do it that way, yeah.
that would be wrong though. But then once I close it.
No, you got to make sure that this thumb is covered. Okay. So that's free from the back end of your hand, so that you can keep this arm long in the backswing when you set the lever.
Mhm.
This lifeline of the right palm is on top of that left thumb.
Okay.
However you marry your hands together, that's not all that crucial. Okay. This index is spread 1 finger width away from the middle. So you got this whole knuckle back here.
Okay.
This is your pressure point that feels the weight. Okay, move your hands forward. feels the weight. You feel it
Sure, yeah.
right there. His finger controls the sweet spot, and it also controls the shaft.
Right.
Okay. The hands, because they match the club face. Step back. Turn your hands to the sky. Back of the left, palm of the right, and the leading edge are all going in the same direction.
Yeah.
So where these two are pointing, so too is the face and impact.
Right.
Okay. This comes in flat. That comes in bent, pushing on that thumb.
And that way you.
Now you've got full control of the face, sweet spot, and shaft. If you can control this tool, you'll be able to control the ball.
Seems like most people, when they set up, they think like, okay, the logo's on the back of my glove. I'm going to put the logo to the target, and the face is to the target. But then they want to feel strong, so they're actually weak this way and then strong that way. So then they're kind of like this.
Okay. Because
That's,
you're born, golf is a counterintuitive sport. And we're born, every golfer is. I've been filming golf swings for decades now. And every golfer comes in with the palm up, swinging the club head past the hands. Okay? I don't care if you're a 2 handicap or a 32. You all do it to a certain extent. You don't know that it's not right.
Right.
And so once you learn that the palm is, it's just going down, okay? With rotation and more extension out, that's when the club goes back up.
I saw you do it before. You hit the ball, and then you get to full extension like here, right? So you're saying like if your grip's not right, and you're at full extension, something's going to be wrong in the twist.
Then you're just going to have to hook.
So you'll have to do something weird in your body.
If this is pop, okay, if it's swing, yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do to make it right. But if this is pop there, that's open. Okay.
Okay.
And then if you throw the face left, it's the sun. So we don't get rotation by automatically just coming through impact and going like this and laying that shaft back on the plane. We get it through rotation of the body and extension. Okay.
The body rotates and the arms
Right,
extend off.
right.
Okay.
And then once the right arm crosses over the left arm down inside the shirt.
Right. So if everybody over the next 3 months really made a focused effort on improving their grip in the way that Kathy was saying to do it, do you also like the form grips trainers? Do you think they're useful, or you really should learn to do it?
Well, and I don't rely on too many training at all, because then the customer doesn't really learn to use it.
A crutch.
Yeah. I've held on to plenty of form grips, and I'm impressed of how close they are to accurate.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So they can be a reminder, but not the type of thing you want to rely on.
Right.
all the time. Okay.
Yeah. Get your, you got to have the weight left in order to have the handle in front of the head. You got to go through your shot with a handshake. If you go through your shot with a palm up, and the ball finds the target, it's luck.
Kathy, if somebody is, let's say they're going to consistently work for 10 minutes on getting a really good grip, and then for another 10 minutes or so, something they could do even like at home, or if they have a little chipping net or something, what would be some kind of movement thing that would be good to do all the time?
I got to look at the masses that play golf, and most people are somewhere between the age of 55 and 85. Instead of staying flat loading with your feet, to get into start forward with the right heel slightly off the ground. Plant the right heel, brush the club head back, lift the left. That will allow you to rotate a little bit more with the heel lift. Okay? It opens the door for some error, but at your club head speed, at your age, all your desire is a little straighter and a lot more distance.
Right.
Like I used to when I was 25. And you'll get a lot more distance with the heel lift, accuracy.
Well, you had a really good competitive career going on past your 50s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in my 50s, I then qualified
Yeah.
for this metrics work.
So, what do you think is the key for people to stay good even into, you know, later years and stuff?
Dedication and desire.
Okay. Right.
I mean, I had an advantage with my daughter. Her school teacher that was receiving her
Okay.
after that summer took her in for the summer so that I could go out and dedicate a lot of my, I worked with my pro, Lynn Blake, and once he got me all shaped up, then I played a lot of satellite tours until the event came.
That's cool.
So I was gone for about 3 months.